All right, y'all. Calories in versus calories out. My personal opinion on this is it is great when somebody is trying to lose a lot of weight, right? Things are just too complicated. That's a really long term process. If you're trying to drop 50 to 100 pounds, there's no way that being anal about your nutrition every single day of the week is going to work out. You're going to get fried. It's just too big of a lifestyle change, okay? However, most of my client base is already trained, so I'm going to talk about this particular segment of the population. All right, if you're already lean and you're trained, it is much deeper than calories in versus out. If you want to preserve muscle and drop body fat, you have to be concerned about way more than that, right? And the first place that you want to start is optimizing your insulin response, right? Insulin is the most anabolic hormone of the body. And when it comes down to it, when you're cutting, timing your insulin correctly is going to help you preserve and build a lot of lean tissue, right? So basically, the way I do this is I restrict my carbohydrates during the day, right? I don't eat any carbs until pre workout, intra, and then post workout. That ensures that all of my glucose and all of the insulin is around my workout, so everything's anabolic. Plus, I'm not getting an insulin spike during the day, so it's not telling my fat stores to turn off, right? My fat cells, excuse me, to turn off, right? My fat cells are continuously providing triglycerides for energy. The thing is, when you get any kind of insulin in your body during the day, especially on a cut, right? Because you're more sensitive, it's going to turn that fat burning process off, and we want to maximize that, right? So when I do that, it's also driving up my insulin sensitivity since I'm not getting it released during the day. So when I do have carbohydrates and I do get that insulin spike, I respond significantly better to it. You know, the second thing that we need to really keep in mind are our hormones, guys, right? So when you first lose a lot of weight, that's going to really help improve your hormones. But the more you diet, it actually has the inverse effect, right? It's going to lower your testosterone, lower your female hormones. It's going to lower your thyroid hormones. So we have to diet around that, right? We can't just continuously lower our calories and expect things to be okay. We need to make sure we're eating things like red meat, fish, fatty fish, actually, like salmon, right? Whole eggs, right? We need to make sure that we're rotating our calories, rotating our carbs, keeping our protein up. All that's going to help stimulate our thyroid and prevent our metabolism from slowing down. Because if that happens, we could actually start putting fat on, even though on paper we're in a caloric deficit, right? Because that's just how our bodies work. To keep us from burning our organs up and, dying of starvation, it deregulates our metabolism and it's a protective mechanism. So we have to really work around that. And it's possible, but it does take some knowledge of nutrition and it does take some discipline because you really have to be anal about what you're doing with your diet. You can't just say, oh, my BMR is 2,700 calories a day. I'm going to eat 1,700 and expect to get shredded. It doesn't work like that. Most likely, if you do that, you're going to just get skinny fat. All right, so keep this in mind the next time that you're trying to get lean. If you want to be lean and ripped, you need to worry about your carb timing. You got to worry about your hormones, all of that. If you just want to be skinny, then yeah, calories in versus out. Maybe that will work, maybe it won't. And if it doesn't, it's probably because you crashed out your metabolism, keeping your calories low for too long. All right, thanks.